السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله الذي جعل الشمس والقمر حسبانا والنجم والشجر يسجدان، فضل زمانا على زمان كما فضل مكانا على مكان وإنسانا على إنسان، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. رب يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين. صلى الله عليه وسلم 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 صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. صدق الله العظيم. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. ربي زدني علما ربي زدني علما ربي زدني علما. Welcome to Quranic Arabic Academy, Arabic Grammar Made Easy, lesson number 11. In the previous lessons, we've learned how to make a jumla, how to make a sentence. We've learned the two types of sentences. One is jumla ismiya, one is jumla fi'liya. Jumla ismiya starts with a ism and jumla fi'liya starts with a fi'l. In jumla fi'liya is only two parts, mubtada and khabar. In jumla fi'liya, three parts, fi'l itself, then fa'il, then maf'ul. We've learned the i'rab of mubtada and khabar, always in rafa case. We've learned the i'rab of fa'il, always in rafa case. We've learned the i'rab of maf'ul, always in nasab case. Then we've learned how to add any ism with mubtada or with khabar or with fa'il or with maf'ul. So far we've learned two types of isms we can add with all these four, mubtada, khabar, fa'il, fa'il. One is called mudaf ilay. One is called mudaf ilay. Means to give us a possession meaning. We just adding a possessor to give us the of or apostrophe s meaning in English. It is called mudaf. So the ism before it will be called mudaf ilay. So that, mudaf. We adding mudaf ilay to it. So the ism is called mudaf. So mudaf is the mubtada, mudaf is the khabar, mudaf is the fa'il, mudaf is the maf'ul. Just adding mudaf ilay. Now we've learned the i'rab of mudaf ilay is always in jar case. The i'rab of mudaf ilay always in jar case. Another ism we've learned we can add to mubtada or khabar or fa'il or maf'ul is sifa, a describing ism that describes the mubtada, the ism describes the khabar, the ism describes the fa'il, the ism describes the maf'ul. Now the i'rab of sifa is the i'rab of the word before it that you're describing. That ism is called mawsuf. So the i'rab of sifa is the same as mawsuf. Now in different books we'll find another name for sifa, which is, let me write it here. So far we've learned sifa. Sifa is a describing ism that comes to describe the mubtada or khabar or fa'il or the maf'ul. Another name of the sifa is called na'at, is nun, ayin, ta. So we can call it sifatun, from to pronounce the last letter, we can call it na'atun, sifatun, na'atun. The ism before this sifa will be either the mubtada, or will be the khabar, or will be the fa'il, or the maf'ul. The ism before sifa is called mawsuf. Mawsuf. So this construction is called mawsuf sifa. Mawsuf sifa. Let me just put it there. Another name is na'at, and the ism before the na'at is called man'ut. Man'ut wa na'at. Mawsuf wa sifa. Man'ut, na'at. Our main aim focuses on this sifa. Mubtada will be there already. Mawsuf as a mubtada will be there. Mawsuf as a khabar will be there. Mawsuf as a fa'il will be there. Mawsuf as a maf'ul will be there. What is the i'rab of mubtada? Rafa case. What is the i'rab of khabar? Halatul rafa. What is the i'rab of fa'il? Halatul rafa. What is the i'rab of maf'ul? Halatul nasb. So this mawsuf or man'ut will have his own i'rab. Now sifa is a describing ism that sifa follows the mawsuf. So whatever the i'rab of mawsuf, sifa will get the same i'rab. Na'at, same thing. What is the i'rab of man'ut? Will be the same i'rab of na'at. Now we've learned four things that sifa has to agree the mawsuf in four things. Number one is the i'rab. Number two is called ta'rif. Ta'rif means ma'rifa wa nakira. Ma'rifa wa nakira. Number two is the jins. And number three is adad. Okay? So these sifa and na'at has to follow mawsuf in four things. Okay. We had many examples. Suppose we want to say al-baytu. This is ibtida, starting ism. You can call it mubtada. Now we want to bring an ism that describes al-bayt. Describes al-bayt. We need a sifa. Sifa we can say, for example, azimun. Azimun. Al-baytu azimun. Now this is not sifa now. This will be the khabar. We want to make it sifa. So sifa that's to follow al-bayt in all four things. First of all, let's make it the i'rab. Al-baytu. So azimun in rafa is good. perfect. Number 2, in ta'arif. Al-bayt is ma'rifa, mu'arraf billah. So we need to make al-azim the ma'rifa with alif lam. And when alif lam comes, no tanween, so on. So al-azimu. In regards to gender, al-bayt is mudhakkar, so is al-azim mudhakkar. In terms of number, al-bayt is wahid, gives us one meaning, so does al-azim. So this is our mawsuf sifa ready. Al-baytul azimu, the big house or the great house. Al-baytul azimu. Right? Now in today's lesson, lesson number 11, we learn something very interesting. Can we use the sifa in idafi construction? Idafi construction, the first ism is mudaf, the second ism is mudaf ilay. Mudaf ilay, the Arab we've learned, mudaf ilay always in jar case. Mudaf ilay always in jar case. The way we've learned to add or to use ismul ishara in idafi construction. Do we remember that? We've learned using ismul ishara in idafi construction. So let's give an example. Idafi construction. Suppose we have baytun. Baytun. We want to make the bayt owned by someone. So bayt will be the mudaf, and the owner or the possessor will be mudaf ilayh. So you want to make bayt mudaf. What is the rule of mudaf? Mudaf, no alif lam, no alif lam, and Arab light Arab means no tanween. So baytu, all we need is that mudaf ilayh. Suppose we write lafz Allah, mudaf always goes to jar case, so baytullahi. Our idafi construction is ready. Allah's house. Allah's house. So remember, the idafi construction, it is a phrase. It does not become a jumla. Tawsifi construction, mawsuf sifa, it is also a phrase. It does not become a jumla. For idafi construction, we need a khabar if that comes in as a mubtada. Tawsifi construction, if it comes in place of mubtada, we need a khabar. If this comes in place of fa'il, we need a fail before it. It goes on like that. So this is idafi construction, and we've learned how to use ismul ishara. Yeah. Now that's two possibilities. Either we can point at bayt, mudaf, either we can point at mudaf ilayh. Either the hadha, or for example, will be for bayt, which is mudaf, or hadha will be for mudaf ilayh. If it's for mudaf, if hadha is for mudaf, ismul ishara is for mudaf, we want to say this house, then ismul ishara always comes at the end. Baytullahi hadha. So if we say ismul ishara after the idafi construction, always this ismul ishara is for mudaf baytu. No. But if we want to use ismul ishara for mudaf ilayh, and ismul ishara just comes before mudaf ilayh. Baytu, for example, we cannot use this word. Baytu hadha rajuli, for example. Baytu hadha rajuli. So This is the إضافي constant بيت الرجل. بيت الرجل. If the اسم الإشارة is for بيت, which is مضاف, اسم الإشارة comes at the end. If اسم الإشارة is for مضاف إليه, اسم الإشارة comes just before مضاف إليه. بيت هذا الرجل. Now, can we use صفة in إضافي construction? بيت الرجل, for example. Yeah, بيت الرجل. Of course we can. We can describe بيت using a description ism. We can describe a rajul using a description ism. Yes. So with the love of Allah again. So it'll be easy for us. Let's see. We can describe bayt, which is mudaf. We also can describe lafz Allah, which is mudaf ilayh. So, do we need two sifa? Yes, we do. One sifa is to describe the mudaf. Another ism is to describe lafz Allah. It's not like using ismul ishara. Ismul ishara changes place. If ismul ishara is for mudaf, ismul ishara comes at the end. If ismul ishara is for mudaf ilay, ismul ishara just comes before mudaf ilay. So does sifa ism like that? If sifat is for mawsuf, does it come at the end like ismul ishara does? If the sifa is for mudaf ilay, does they come after that? Obvious, the sifa has to be after the ism, right? Sifat will be after the ism. The rule is, it doesn't matter sifat for mudaf or sifat for mudaf ilay. Sifa always comes at the end. Sifa always comes at the end. Suppose we want to describe the house. Baytullahi. Baytu. Want to describe Baytu. All we need is bring a description ism. For example, we want to say Azim. Azimun. Now we need to apply the rule of sifa. Sifa will follow mawsuf. Our mawsuf is bayt now. Bayt. Our mawsuf is bayt. First of all, i'rab. Baytu is in rafa case. So, azimun in rafa case. Perfect. Number two, let's do the gender. Baytun is mudhakkar, azimun mudhakkar. Let's do the number. Baytun wahid, azimun wahid. Now let's do the ta'rif. Ma'rifa nakira. There is to follow. So is bayt nakira or ma'rifa? Can you tell me? Is bayt ma'rifa or nakira? Is ma'rifa. Bayt is ma'rifa. Someone says due to context. What do you mean by that? Due to context. Remember the rule we've learned? What is the rule? How many types of ma'rifa isms? 7 types. So is bayt fall under one of these 7 types? Yes, it does. Mudaf ila ma'rifa, right? Mudaf ila ma'rifa. So this is mudaf ila to ma'rifa. لفظ Allah is ma'rifah. If mudaf ilay is ma'rifah, then you mean to say mudaf is ma'rifah. Yes. If mudaf is ma'rifah, if mudaf ilay is ma'rifah, then mudaf also will be ma'rifah. If, or the other way, if the mudaf ilay is nakira, then mudaf is also nakira. Yes, in a way, the written part of it, it will be nakira. For example, kitabu waladin, kitabu waladin. The construction is nakira, but the meaning will be ma'rifah. The meaning will be ma'rifah. And because we are making owner of the unknown book, yeah? Owner of the unknown book, so that book becomes takhsis. It becomes a type of ma'rifah. Yes. So the construction is nakira, the meaning will be ma'rifah. Okay, so now we know Bayt is ma'rifah, so we need to apply the ma'rifah part in Azim. So we have to make this ma'rifah al-Azim and no tanween. Now we know this Azim is the sifa of Bayt. So Baytullahil Azimu. Baytullahil Azimu. What about if we want to make the sifa of Lafz Allah? Sifa of Lafz Allah. Again, we applied those four. Sifa will follow in four things. Number one, ma'rifah. Let's follow the ma'rifah. Okay, al-ma'rifah. Put alif lam. Ma'rifah. Lafz Allah wahid. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. So this is ahad, wahid. And mudhakkar, we use mudhakkar, azim mudhakkar. Now in Arab, Lafz Allah mudaf ilay is in jar case, so the azim will be in jar case. Baytullahil Azimi. So the sifa, the Arab will tell us, sifa is for what? Is it for mudaf or is it for mudaf ilay? If sifa is for mudaf ilay, it will follow Arab, which is rafa case. By looking at the Arab, we can tell the sifa is for what? So we can add another sifa. Suppose this sifa is for al-bayt. We have to add another sifa if you want to bring two sifas. Okay, so just say al-kareem, so we can understand al-kareem. Yeah. Now here, one thing to understand, if this sifa is for mudaf ilay, if this sifa is for mudaf ilay, it will come straight after mudaf ilay. Baytullahil Azimi. And then last sifa will be for the mudaf. So let's do other way around. Baytullahil Karimi. Then Al-Azimu. So by looking at the Arab, we can tell whose sifa it is. So lafz al-karimi is the sifa of Allah because it's following the Arab, and al-azimu is the sifa of Bayt, which is the when do we use azim without al? You tell me. You know it. When we want to make a khabar. When we want to make khabar. For example, we want to make lafz Allah the mubtada. Allahu, then we can say azimun. Yes. Now this time it will be the khabar. Khabar is nakira, so nakira. Okay, so today's lesson we are learning that using sifa in murakkab idafi. Lesson number 11, using adjective in idafi construction. In idafi construction, the adjective can be for both. Can be for both. Mudaf or mudaf ilayh. For example, the great house of Allah. The great house. This is sifa. The great is an adjective for what? For house. In this example, this sifa is for the house, which is mudaf. Because it is before of, and that is house. The house of Allah, the great. Now this great sifa is for lafz Allah. So in this example, the sifa is for the word Allah, which is mudaf ilayh, because it's after of. Anything that is after of is mudaf ilayh. Any ism that is before of is the mudaf. So as I said, the sifa can be for both. In idafi construction, the adjective always comes at the end. Okay. For ismul ishara, it comes at the end if our musharun ilay, the thing we're pointing, that is the first ism, mubtada, first ism, the mudaf. If our musharun ilay we're pointing at is mudaf, comes at the end. If is mudaf ilay, ismul ishara comes just before mudaf ilay. But in adjective, sifa always comes at the end in idafi construction. To use sifa in idafi construction, follow the steps below. Construct the idafi construction the normal way. Baytul rajuli, baytul walad, for example. Miftahul babi, the key of the door. Miftahul babi. Make the idafi construction first. Now apply bring a sifat ism at the end. Now think which ism you're going to describe. Are you going to describe the mudaf? Or are you going to describe the mudaf ilayh? And follow the four things that it follows. Sifa follows the mawsuf. Now identify, is it the adjective of mudaf or mudaf ilayh? Once identified whose adjective it is, then apply the rules of sifa. So same example, the great house of Allah. First we construct idafi the normal way, which is house of Allah, baytu, and lafz Allah, baytullahi, baytullahi. Now we have identified the sifa is for the house. We are describing the house. Great. And this time the house is mudaf. We put it at the end. We put the sifa at the end and apply the rules of sifa. So Baytullah al-Azim. As I said, the Arab will tell us the sifa for what? The great house of Allah. The second example, the house of Allah the great. Now this time the sifa is for lafz Allah. First we construct idafi the normal way. House of Allah, Baytullahi, house of Allah. Then we identify whose sifat it is, and it is for the word Allah, which is mudaf ilayh. We put it at the end and we apply the rules of sifa. Baytullahi al-Azimi. Now this time the Arab is telling us, because it's following the Arab of mudaf ilayh. The house of Allah, the great. Okay. Now look at this example. The great house of Allah, the great. The great house of Allah, the great. Now we have two sifats here. One sifa is for house, and one sifa is for the lafz Allah. One is for mudaf, and one is for mudaf ilayh. In the above example, there are two adjectives, one for mudaf and one for mudaf ilayh. So the first word great is sifa of house, and this great is sifa of lafz Allah. So two sifats. So we need to bring two sifats. What do? We construct this kind of idafi. The adjective for mudaf ilayh will come straight after mudaf ilayh. The ism, the sifa we're going to use for mudaf ilayh will come straight after mudaf ilayh, and then next ism will come at the end, and that will be for the mudaf. Again, the Arab will tell us, for example, Baytullahi al-Azimi. So this Azimi is for mudaf ilayh, and this Azimu is for Bayt. Baytullahi al-Azimi al-Azimu. This ism, this first sifa is following the mudaf ilayh. The Arab is telling us. So if the sifat is for mudaf ilayh, it will come with mudaf ilayh, and if the sifa is for mudaf, which is this, it will come at the end and will follow the Arab. And in ta'rif, ta'rif means ma'rif nakira, and jins, and in adad. Okay, look at the next example. The honored messenger of Allah, the great. So this time honored is the sifa of messenger, and we leave the great for sifa for lafz Allah. So sifa or lafz Allah is mudaf ilayh. So the great al-azim will come with lafz Allah, al-azimi. And the honored is al-karimu. It is for mudaf, will come at the end. Rasulullah al-Azim al-Karimu. Right. Okay, so this part was using sifa in murakkab idafi. The next part of this lesson is using ismul ishara with al-mu'arraf bil-lam. So far we used ismul ishara as mubtada. Because it's ma'rifa already, we use it as mubtada. Hadha, and we just have to bring a khabar, baytun. Hadha, baytun. We also have learned how to use ismul ishara in murakkab idafi construction. In tawsifi construction is same as using as in mubtada. Yes, ismul ishara. Suppose we want to use ismul ishara for this tawsifi construction. No problem. All we need to do is just have to add hadha at the beginning. That's it. هذا at the beginning. No problem. But using ismul ishara with the word al-mu'arraf bil-lam. If ismul ishara comes with al-mu'arraf bil-lam, it will be in full agreement with musharun ilayh in regards to i'rab, ma'rifa wa nakira, jins and adad, same as in tawsifi construction. So over here al-bayt is al-mu'arraf bil-lam, so using ismul ishara with mu'arraf bil-lam. Ismul ishara will be in full agreement of musharun ilay. Now al-bayt will be musharun ilay. Yes. In ta'rif, which is hada is ma'rifa, so al-bayt is ma'rifa. In i'rab, al-bayt is halatu rafa, so hada will say in halatu rafa. In jins, al-bayt is mudhakkar, hada is mudhakkar. In adad, al-bayt is wahid, hada is also wahid. Okay. So if we use ismul ishara with al-mu'arraf bil-lam, it will be in full agreement with musharun ilay in regards to i'rab, ma'rifa nakira, jins and adad. Let's see some examples, inshallah we'll understand. Example, ismul ishara qareeb. For short we say qareeb, otherwise it will be lil ishara. Ismul ishara lil qareeb. This is the full name of it. Ismul ishara, for short we just say qareeb. Ismul ishara lil qareeb. The other one will be ismul ishara ba'id, the normal we say, but ismul ishara lil ba'id. For aqil, the aqil human beings. Wahid, hada al-waladu, so we are using the ismul ishara with mu'arraf bil-lam. So this will not become a jumla, it will be a phrase. So ma'rifa after ma'rifa. Please remember this tip. Ma'rifa after ma'rifa, it will be either the tawsifi construction, mawsuf sifa, or it will be this using ismul ishara with al-mu'arraf bil-lam. So ma'rifa, which is al-walad, after hada, which is also ma'rifa. So ma'rifa after ma'rifa, it never can be a jumla. It is always a phrase. Jumla is nakira after ma'rifa. Nakira after the ma'rifa. So ma'rifa will be the mubtada, the nakira will be the khabar. Only that case it can be a jumla. But if it's ma'rifa after ma'rifa, it is not a jumla, it will be either a murakkab tawsifi. We just look if the one of the ism is an adjective ism. If it is, we'll call it is a tawsifi construction. But if we have ismul ishara, then after ma'rifa, it will be, we can call a murakkab ishari. A murakkab means 2 or 3 words combined. Murakkab. Because one of the ism is ismul ishara, we can call it murakkab ishari. So hada is following musharun ilay in all 4 of the things. In i'rab, al-waladu is rafa case, so hada will be in rafa case. Although, as we said, hada will not show its i'rab with haraka. We're not going to see dhamma on hada, because we said hada is one of the mabni ism. Mabni ism, Those mabni ism do not show their i'rab. It remains the same in all halat. Yep. We can say it is mahallan rafa, in place of rafa. Mahallan. If hada comes in place of nasab, we'll call it mahallan nasab. If hada comes in place of jar, we'll call it mahallan, in place of jar. In halat jar. Next, muthanna al-waladani. We want to use ismul ishara with mu'arraf bil-lam. This time is muthanna, so ismul ishara will be muthanna. Hadani al-waladani. We want to use for jama, we use ha'ula'i al-awladu, these boys. Now this murakkab can be mubtada, because it is a ma'rifa construction. All we need is the khabar. For muannas, هذه البنت, هاتان البنتان, هؤلاء البنات. Now this هؤلاء, look, we cannot say al-banat is in rafa case. Why is it هؤلاء in jar case? Well, it is not in jar case, because the last letter has a kasra. We may say it is in jar case. No, this word is هؤلاء in all three of the cases. Halatul jar, هؤلاء. Halatul nasab, هؤلاء. Halatul rafa, still هؤلاء. We can tell the i'rab of ismul ishara by looking at musharun ilay. By looking at musharun ilay. هذه البنت, we cannot say هذه is in jar case. No. هذه is mabni. It's not going to show his i'rab with haraka. It shows i'rab in place, mahallan. So by looking at the musharun ilay, we can tell the i'rab of ismul ishara. So al-bintu is in rafa case, هذه in rafa case. Al-banatu in rafa case, so هؤلاء in rafa case. Next, ismul ishara lil-ba'id. Ismul ishara lil-ba'id for humans. عاقل. ذلك الطالب for واحد. ذلك الطالبان, and for jama, أولئك الطلاب. Over here, أولئك, it has the fatha on the last letter. We're not going to say it is a nasab case because it has a fatha on the last letter. No. Ismul ishara i'rab follows musharun ilay. Whatever the i'rab musharun ilay will have, ismul ishara will have the same i'rab, because it is not going to show its i'rab because it's mabni. For muannas, تلك الطالبة, تانك الطالبتان, أولئك الطالبات. If musharun ilay is broken plural and it is the غير عاقل, we call it jama muqassar, غير عاقل, then singular form of the feminine هذه and tilka is used. I think this rule is, we understand now, because jama muqassar is grammatically considered wahid muannas. So if musharun ilay jama muqassar, so ismul ishara will be wahid muannas. Normally it is for غير عاقل. Okay? But sometimes if we just want to follow the lafz itself, the text or the word itself, then we also can apply this rule as well. Jama muqassar, doesn't matter aqil or ghair aqil, it is considered wahid muannas. But normally for jama muqassar aqil, we use wahid for wahid, mudhakkar for mudhakkar, muannas for muannas. But sometimes we can just follow the lafz and we can apply this rule as well. Let's say some examples. جمع مكسر غير عاقل. هذا الباب, because الباب is واحد, المذكر we follow المذكر. هذا مثنى. هذان البابان. look the جمع. الأبواب الجمع مكسر, so اسم الإشارة will be هذه for للقريب, and اسم الإشارة للبعيد تلك الأبواب. تلك الأبواب. for مؤنث هذه الدار. the word دار is مؤنث. دار, so we use اسم الإشارة مؤنث هذه الدار. for تثنية or مثنى هاتان الداران. هاتان is used for مؤنث. the جمع is ديار. دار جمع ديار. now ديار is جمع مكسر, we have to use هذه واحد مؤنث. and اسم الإشارة للبعيد تلك الديار. so in مؤنث it doesn't matter واحد or جمع, we still use هذه. this هذه will translate واحد. this, because dar is واحد, this house. but this هذه will translate plural, because diyar is plural. This is only because of our big grammar. جمع مكسر considered واحد مؤنث, so we use هذه. Right? if مشار إليه is broken plural human, جمع مكسر عاقل, then singular form of the feminine هذه and تلك is also used. Normally we don't. Sometimes can be used. For example, هؤلاء الرجال. Here we're just following the normal rule. الرجال is a جمع عاقل, we use هؤلاء. الرسل is جمع of رسول, which is عاقل, we use the normal أولئك. But in the Quran we see الرسل اسم الإشارة used تلك. this time just following the lafz, the text, because it's jama mukassar. We're not following the meaning now in mudhakkar muannas, following the text, the lafz, because it's broken. We can apply wahid muannas, tilka rusulu. For the example, hawla rijalu can be hadhihi rijalu, but we don't use this. We don't say hadhihi rijalu. Why? We can use ulaika or haulai. But because the Quran uses tilka rusulu, from here we can understand we can use for jama mukassar, even for aqil. In our normal conversation, we just follow the standard rule of Arabic. Mudhakkar for mudhakkar. It doesn't matter if it's jama mukassar. But the Quran uses this. Why? For some reason. It's not just like that. It's for some reason. Yeah. The normal way will be those or these prophets. Ulaika rusulu means those prophets. Those prophets. And tilka rusulu, tilka is also for lil ba'id. But you remember one rule we learned? Ismul ishara. Ba'id is used for qareeb as well, to show its greatness or to emphasize. So tilka rusulu, greatness. So we'll translate these messengers. Because when Allah talks about messengers one after another, then Allah says, تِلْكَ الرُّسُلُ فَضَّلْنَا بَعْضَهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ. So, more examples from the Quran. We have all Ismul Ishara using Musharun Ilay when it is Al-Mu'arraf Billam. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ, this book. كَذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ, this book. تِلْكَ الرُّسُلُ, just talked about these messengers. هَذَا النَّبِيُّ. So what is the i'rab of هذا in this case? The i'rab same as Musharun Ilay. In Rafa case, هذا Rafa. هذا الغراب, this crow. هذا القرآن. تلك الأيام. أيام is جمع of يوم. But why is it تلك? واحد مؤنث used. Because أيام is جمع مكسر غير عاقل. تلك القرى is جمع of قرية. Towns or villages. قرية جمع قرى. تلك الجنة. تلك الدار. أولئك الأحزاب. أحزاب is groups of people, which is عاقل. So أولئك is used here. Right, Ismul Ishara and Musharun Ilay in the last 20 surahs. Then we just found a few of them, only 2. هذا البلد الأمين. So Ismul Ishara is used with Al-Mu'arraf Billam. Al-Balad. The word Al-Amin. Who can tell me what is the word Al-Amin? In grammar, what name can we give to Al-Amin? What we've learned so far. Because this word we can say is added or connected to this word. Al-Amin is connected or used for balad. Yes, Sifa, that's what I wanted. It is Sifa. How do we know? Look, we can say it's following in all 4 things of Ism. It is following in Arab, Halat Jar, because balad is Halat Jar. It's following in Ta'rif, which is Ma'rifa. It is following in Jins, Al-Balad is Mudhakkar, Amin, Mudhakkar is following in Adad, Wahid. هذا البيت. هذا البيت. We use Ismul Ishara with Musharun Ilay. Al-Mu'arraf Billam. So what is the i'rab of Ismul Ishara in this example? What is the i'rab of هذا Ismul Ishara? Come on, tell me the i'rab of Ismul Ishara. هذا. Now, if after Ismul Ishara, how is it jar? Yes, I'm talking. I did say that. If Ismul Ishara, the word after is called Musharun Ilay, right? If Musharun Ilay is a Nakira, then we can say Hada is in Rafa case. But if Musharun Ilay is Ma'rifa, the i'rab of Hada will be the same as the Ma'rifa ism. So Al-Bayt is Ma'rifa in jar case. So اسم الإشارة هذا will be also in jar case. Yeah. Same thing over here. هذا البلد. The Arab of اسم الإشارة هذا is the same Arab of البلد because it is مشار إليه is معرفة. So all these is a phrase. Yes, it is a phrase. هذا البلد الأمين. Look, this secure city. This secure city. هذا البيت. This house. This house. In English there is no is, so it is not a complete sentence. It is a phrase. All these examples, the Ismul Ishara Arab is the same now, the Ism after it, which is Musharun Ilay, because it's Ma'rifa, Mu'arraf Billam, using with Alif Lam, Alif Lam, Alif Lam. So the Hada Arab will be same as the Mu'arraf Billam. So how do we say this is the house? So how do we say this is the house? Well, you tell me, innit? You tell me. Using Mubtada Khabar rule. Come on. Use Mubtada Khabar rule. So هذا مبتدا, right? هذا مبتدا. Bring khabar and put the Arab of khabar. That's right. هذا بيت. Now we cannot say هذا Arab will be same as the word after it. No. Because it's not Mu'arraf Billam. هذا, it will be its own Arab now, which is in Rafa case, because it is using is Mubtada. Mahallan Rafa. We're using in place of Mubtada. Mahallan Rafa. And Baytun, it has its own Arab because of Khabar. هذا Baytun. So remember, after the Ma'rifa, if it's a Nakira, then will be Jumla, a sentence. Khabar is Nakira, right? Baytun. But if this has Alif Lam, now this is not going to be the Khabar, it will become part of Hada now. It will become part of Hada, and no Alif Lam. It is a phrase. هذا البيت, this house. Yes, this house is a phrase. هذا البيت. So in Quran, whenever we see Ismul Ishara, then Ma'rifa, Ismul Ishara, Ma'rifa means Mu'arraf Billam. Mu'arraf Billam. If we just say Ma'rifa, what about this one? هذا, for example, Khalidun. So we have Ma'rifa after Ma'rifa. We're not going to say this is a phrase. No. By translating, we can also هذا Khalidun. This is Khalid. So this is a complete sentence. This is a complete sentence. But we're talking about Mu'arraf Billam. This is a house, but how should we write this is the house? This is the house. Okay. Now if you are saying this is the house, I mean this house is this house it is specific house. Specific, yeah, specific house. there's something good about this house that no other house has. Okay. So this kind of we'll learn later on in level 2. We'll talk about this in next level, level 2. Yeah, we'll talk about this in level 2 in the coming next few lessons. Alright, so this is the end of today's lesson. We've learned how to use sifa in murakkab idafi, and we've learned when we see mu'arraf bil lam after hadha, both of them will be a phrase. Alright, we end the lesson here, inshallah. We'll see you in the next lesson. Subhanak Allahumma bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.